Hey guys, this is Shayan again from AIDS Education. Today with another video regarding the connectors, the conjunctions that are super important when it comes to both IELTS or CELPIP. I made a video on this, I think 2 years ago. You'll find it on my YouTube channel. Now that we have a lot more subscribers, I wanted to make another one for the new students and to really tell you guys what we can do with conjunctions. They're super important for speaking and for writing as well, for both IELTS and CELPIP. Now, conjunctions or connectors are things that you use if you are connecting two different ideas. Could be the same idea, could be the opposite idea, but you need connectors for many reasons. One of them is if you use good connectors, like furthermore, likewise, accordingly, you get marks because they're complex words, they're good vocab. Not only that, number two is that it gives you a range of vocab. Naturally, we use words like and, but, and so, etc. However, if you use words like furthermore or likewise, and you see right now I said however, so what that does is it gives you a range of vocab. And not only the basic ones, but the complex words are there. So you have good vocab and a range of vocab. And number three is that it gives you a break from the redundancy. Most students, especially in speaking, will keep saying and, so, and that's so common that you're repeating the same thing over and over again. So examiners want variety. So these conjunctions give you that, and that helps you get marks in writing and speaking. That, therefore, is super important. You see, right now I just said therefore, it's super important. Therefore, it's a conjunction too. So these things, as soon as you practice this, just like myself, it'll become a part of you, and not only will you use it in IELTS or CELPIP, you'll use it in daily life, improving your overall communication as well. Okay, so let's talk about the list of different words. I'll break it down into the formal connectors and the informal connectors as well. I'll upload the list of it on our blog. Link will be in the description. In case you guys get lost with the video, you want to catch up with the words, it's going to be all listed in the blog. Okay, so the formal conjunctions, it's just in front of me on my laptop. Formal conjunctions are things like furthermore. Okay, if you want to pause it and write it down, be my guest, or check it out on the blog later. You want to say furthermore, likewise, accordingly, moreover, other than that, or apart from that. Okay, those are some good connectors. There's a lot more, okay, but just keep these in your mind. They're more than enough for one speaking round in a test or one writing. So you don't need more. So these are some good ones. Then there are some linking words. Linking words are things like firstly, secondly, thirdly. Now, you use them only in certain cases, like if you're really making a list. And by the way, just please use it in speaking. Don't use it in writing. Everybody uses firstly, secondly, thirdly. Even if you say first of all and second of all, don't do that. Also, don't do on the one hand, on the other hand. These are the most common things people are doing, so avoid that in writing. In speaking, though, you sometimes need to really make a list. So if you do that, it's not a big deal in speaking. If you're listing things, go with firstly, secondly, thirdly. Then there are some comparison words. So when you're comparing two things happening at the same time, you can say things like while, whereas, as compared to, or on the other hand. Okay, so for example, deforestation is happening all over the world while humans are planting more trees, or whereas humans are planting more trees. So these, comparison words really help in making two simultaneous situations explained better. Then you have contradictory words. So these are things like however, very common, right? So if you want to change it up, you want to say nevertheless, nonetheless. Nevertheless and nonetheless mean the same thing like however. So whenever you want to say however, just go with nonetheless or nevertheless. It's going to sound way more fancy. You can also say something like although and even though. I'll just caution you guys with although. Make sure you use it at the start of the sentence. Don't use it in the middle. A lot of people do that. It's wrong. Like you can't say it's raining outside although I'll go anyway. You can't do that in the middle. In the middle, you can say however. So it's raining outside, however, I'll go out anyway. Nonetheless, I'll go out anyway. Nevertheless, I'll go out anyway. But if you say although, say it at the start. So although it's raining, comma, I'll go out anyway. Okay, that's how the although thing works. Concluding words. This is, if you're doing IELTS, you have concluding sentences at the end of bodies, you use these words. If you're doing CELPIP, you're doing, again, body, paragraphs 1 and 2, you can use these words. If you're doing a formal letter in IELTS or CELPIP, you can use this as a concluding sentence. Start with words like hence, therefore, thus, consequently, as a result. Okay, some really good words there. Now, let's talk about the informal conjunctions, because that's equally important if you're doing an informal letter writing for IELTS Task 1 General or CELPIP Task 1 Email. There you have to use informal words. Also with speaking, with some questions like, let's say you're doing Part 3 IELTS, which is formal, or CELPIP questions where you're not talking to a friend, that's formal. You can use the formal conjunctions, yeah, the ones I explained just now. But if you're talking informally to a friend in CELPIP, or you are talking about an informal topic with the examiner, you want to use informal conjunctions. Because also in real life, you really don't say however or furthermore with friends, right? So sometimes, based on the requirement of being natural, go with these connectors. You can, instead of furthermore, likewise, moreover, go with plus, also, similarly, apart from that, other than that, what's more? Okay, so these are some good informal connectors. Good informal concluding words are that is why, which is why, because of that, due to that. Okay, so no, therefore, hence. If it's informal, you want to keep it informal. Coming to comparison words, while, whereas, on the other hand, or as compared with can be used for informal connectors as well. So it's pretty much the same thing. When it comes to the contradictory words, though, like however, nonetheless, and nevertheless, nevertheless and nonetheless, just avoid that. But go with however, you can still use that. Go with although, use it at the start of sentences more. But at the same time, because there's not much for contradictory words, so if you're comparing things, I would recommend start using while and whereas if you have two different points of view. Like instead of, in a formal sentence, I would say, deforestation is increasing, nevertheless, humans are taking measures. Now, in informal conversation, you say, deforestation is increasing, whereas human measures are taking up speed at the same time. Okay, so you can still use the while, whereas, as compared with, to replace nevertheless and nonetheless, and you can also say however. You can say but, okay, but don't make an effort. Please don't make an effort to say buts and ands, because trust me, and I promise you, you will say that anyway. You don't have to try to say but and that will come up in the conversation. So try to say more complex words. Sorry guys, I had to cut the video there. But yes, that is all there is to connecting words and conjunctions. I hope that really helps you guys out. Also, if you have further questions, feel free to drop an email. That is in the description, as well as the details for our blog where you can see all of this written down. All right, have a nice day guys, and I hope this video helps out. Thank you.